Link Underground Games welcomes you to the following presentation of the Breakaway Football League.
Good.
Yep. Pro set versus dime. We've got a power run versus two men under. 3 on 0 will be a gain of 3. And the deck says no. -2 on the bull rush. Remember, the Vultures cannot challenge anything on offense, so it is a gain of 1. Second down. All right, I-form versus nickel. We've got play action pass versus man-to-man. That is a defensive breakaway. So that will result in a 0 in the upper corner. That's going to be the better option. Well, wait a minute. Now hold up. Put it back.
Okay.
So you've actually got a 3 on 4 right now. If you use the middle value, it's going to be a -1, but it's an instant replay for the offense. So you either take the 0, the incompletion, or you can give him the middle value, David, and let him pull 2 game day cards. If any of those is good for the pass, he'll actually complete it. But if none of that ends up being good for the pass, he'll lose 1. How do you want to play this?
I'll take the safe, conservative path, Art.
Okay, so that'll be the 0, and it is now third down. Okay, pro set versus dime on 3rd and 4.
Okay.
All right, and that's a draw play versus prevent. 3 on 0 will be a gain of 3. Game day deck comes out intentional grounding. That does not impact a run, so a gain of 3, and it is now 4th and 1. Paul, what would you like to do?
We're going to punt.
Punt. Burn a card, please, to keep the clock right. And the punt is an 8. Yes, an 8. So that's going to be 1, 7, 8 down to the 15. And then the return is a 1. So that will be 1st and 6 at the 20 for the Leopards.
Okay.
All right, 5 wide versus nickel, 1st and 6. And that's a long pass versus blitz, no breakaway. 8 on 4 will be a gain of 4, but we have low accuracy. He needs green text on this. And that is a dropped pass incomplete. And as we know, anytime we have a defense pass game day card, that is going to be a -1 sack. So he takes the sack. David, you take one of these tokens, and it is now 2nd and 7. 5 wide versus nickel on 2nd and 7.
Ready?
Yep.
And that is a medium pass versus blitz. That will be a defensive breakaway. So, Paul, is there anything that you want to do before the game day? I think you do it after.
I think all of mine are after.
Okay.
After the play is resolved.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
wouldn't
doing
need
that.
corner
I'm not doing
blitz
a tip
here.
drill.
Right. All right. So let's see. That is going to be a 0 in the upper corner. So that is a throwaway incomplete. Now, because it's a 0, now this isn't a defense pass game day card. That's why you wouldn't then pull a take the sack. That is a specific instance. So
Right.
you're at a 0 right now.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to do tip drill.
Okay, very good. So that is when a pass is play equals 0. So actually, if you hold up, guys, keep the cards on the board because I think that was a 7 on 4. I just want to make sure. Yeah, 7 on 4. Because if this is intercepted, that'll be intercepted 3 out. Okay, so in order for this to be intercepted, it would need to be red text. So we're checking the text color here, and it is red text. So that is actually going to be intercepted. It's going to be right here picked off. And now it is a breakaway return going the other way. And he fumbles it.
Oh, no.
Okay, so that is actually a turnover, which will result in a 1st down for the Leopards at the 30.
Just like we drew it up.
Holy moly. Okay, so
So then do I get this shit back?
you do because that drive is
didn't end in a
over.
touchdown.
Exactly. You do get it back. Oh, my Lord. Okay, 5 wide versus nickel on 1st down and 4 at the 30.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, bubble screen versus zone, and that is a defensive breakaway. So here we have a 6 on 5, which will be a gain of 1. It would have been a gain of 1, but it is instead a 0. And so we're in a situation where if you want to do it again, Paul, you can.
Nah.
Okay, second down.
There's been a lot of red cards.
Shotgun versus nickel on 2nd and 4 from the 30.
Ready? Flip.
Yes, sir.
And that is a stretch versus zone. Run here is 3 on 1, gain of 2 right now. No impact, and you would have had it, Paul. It's no impact,
Yeah.
gain of 2, and it's now 3rd down.
There you go.
All right, bunch
Yeah.
versus nickel on 3rd and 2.
Flip.
Short pass versus man-to-man. That is going to be a minimum gain of 1. Right now it'll be a gain of 1, but it isn't, geez, an incomplete pass, which means it will actually be a sack -1 unless you want to do something with your token. So
No,
Nope.
I'm okay with this.
Okay, so he's going to take sack, gets a second token, 4th and 3, and you're going to go for it or punt?
I'm going to punt.
Punt. Okay, burn a card to keep the clock right. The punt is a 9. Yes. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then 6 more down to the 20, and the return by the Vultures is a 2. And so that'll be 1st and 4 for the Vultures at the 30. Slot form versus 3-4 on 1st and 4 from the 30.
Let's do it.
Screen versus 2 men under. 6 on 2 will be a gain of 4, but it is low accuracy. We need green text. And it is red text. Incomplete. It's 2nd down. All right. Pro set versus nickel on 2nd and 4. And that's a play action pass versus goal line. That is an offensive breakaway. 4 on 1 is a guaranteed 3.
Nice call.
No help here from this card. However, it is a gain of 3, and now we start flipping. And 0 in the upper corner means it is tackled right there, so that is 3rd and 1. Very good call. Okay, I form versus 3-4 on 3rd and 1. That is a sweep versus blitz. 4 on 1 will be a gain of 3. No help from the deck, but that is enough for the 1st down out to the 40. All right, slot form versus dime on 1st and 4 from the 40. And that is a power O versus blitz. 3 on 0 will be a gain of 3 on the ground. No help from the deck, but a smooth 15 yards gets him down to the 25, 2nd and short. Last play of the first quarter, I form versus 3-4. And that is a counter versus wide run. That is an offensive breakaway. That finesse is going to beat the wide run. Right now it's a minimum gain of 1. No help from this card, though. The middle value and the upper corner both add nothing, so it is enough for 1st down, and now we start flipping. 1 more. So he's got a little something going here. 2 more. Uh-oh. He's breaking out into the clear. Can he get over the end zone? No, he's tackled right there at the 5, but it is 1st and goal as we move into the 2nd quarter. Okay, 1st and 1, I form versus 3-4. And that's a short pass versus wide run. That will be enough for the touchdown, except it is a QB sack. Dilfer takes the sack rather than throw the completion, and we have 2nd and 2. All right, 2nd and goal from the 10, pro set versus nickel. And this is a draw play versus goal line. No breakaway here, but 3 on 3 is a gain of nothing. Pass interference does not help, and it's now 3rd and goal. All right, I form versus 3-4 on 3rd and goal from the 2. And this is play action pass versus man-to-man. It's a defensive breakaway. That will not get in. Would have been pass interference, but instead another debilitating sack, and it's now 4th down. Are you going for it?
I think I'm going to go for it.
You are going to go for it. Okay. I form versus dime, 4th and 3. And that's a power versus prevent. 4 on 0 is enough to make it unless... Oh my God, are you kidding me?
You son of a bitch!
Oh my God. That's insane. Fumble right at the spot. It'll be 1st down for the Leopards. Oh my, that is the most improbable result possible. Wow. All right, 5 wide versus nickel on 1st and 1 from the 15.
Flip.
Short pass versus blitz. That's an offensive breakaway. So that's a minimum gain of 1 guaranteed. That is a touchdown, folks. The upper corner is a touchdown, and that is going to go 85 yards. Who has the catch for that, David? Who caught that?
I mean, that one's got to be Chase.
Yes, I agree completely. Kick the 1, I assume?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that is good. So 7-0. No extra token there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's a 3. Wow. Okay, so big return out to the 45 makes it 1st and 1. Slot form versus 3-4. Long pass versus zones. 8 on 2 will be a gain of 6, but it is low accuracy. They need green text, and they get the green text. It's 6 plus 1 is 7. That'll get them all the way down to the 20, and they're knocking on the door that quickly. Pro set versus 3-4 on 1st and 4 from the 20. That's a play action pass versus man-to-man. A defensive breakaway. Nice call. And that is a -1. So a sack takes him back to the 25. It'll be 2nd down. Pro set versus nickel. And that's a power versus goal line. 3 on 3 is a gain of nothing. No breakaway here. +5 speed kills has no impact on the run, and that makes it 3rd and 5. Pro set versus dime on 3rd and 5.
Okay.
And that is sweep versus prevent. 3 on 0 will be a gain of 3, but it's a holding call. And so you have the option here. You can decline it, which will give him 3, and it'll be 4th and 2, or you can take the penalty. He'll lose 2 lines. He'll keep the play, but they'll have 3rd down from the 35.
I will have to accept the penalty.
Okay.
I apologize, Paul.
I form versus dime on 3rd and 7. Sweep versus prevent. 4 on 0 will be a gain of 4. Sack has no impact, so it is a gain of 4 down to the 15, and it's now 4th down.
I'm going to go for it.
Wow. Okay, here we go. All right, I form versus 3-4 on 4th down and 3.
Can't change my mind or no?
You can.
It's fine. Let's go.
Well, I mean, for
Let's
your
go.
edification, you can. All right, so this is going to be counter versus zone. 4 on 2 will be a gain of 2. That won't be enough. Hot pursuit adds salt to the wound. It'll stay right there. In the future, if you do change your mind, you can simply call a timeout. That'll allow you to pull your card off the board, and you can change your mind.
Okay.
All right, shotgun versus nickel on 1st and 1. Long pass versus zone. 7 on 5 will be a gain of 2, but we need green text. It's low accuracy, and it is incomplete. So that is not a defensive pass game day card, so there is no take a sack. It's now 2nd down and 1. All right, 5 wide versus nickel on 2nd and 1. Screen versus zone. This is a defensive breakaway. So, Paul, is there something you need to do before? I think the 2 that work are after, right?
Yeah, tip drill is after and vicious
Okay,
is after.
very good. So this will be a, oh, never mind. It's an interception. So right there, 6 on 5 is a gain of 1. Pick, and that is that. So 1st down. All right, pro set versus nickel on 1st and goal from the 20. Dive versus tight run, that will be a minimum gain of 1. No breakaway here. +3 on the convoy, that's enough for the touchdown. Now, if the Leopards want to use a challenge flag, they can cancel this +3.
Nah, we're good.
Nope. Very good. And the convoy takes him in, and that's enough for the touchdown. I assume you want to kick the 1, Paul?
Yes.
And it is blocked.
Okay.
All right, shotgun versus nickel on 1st and 5. Draw play versus blitz. No breakaway. 2 on 2 will be a gain of nothing. And no help from the deck, so 2nd down. Shotgun versus nickel on 2nd and 5. Halfback dive versus zone. This will be a minimum gain of 1. And no help from the deck, so it is a gain of 1. 3rd down.
It's the end of the half, isn't it?
That is the end of the half. That is it.
Yeah.
Shotgun versus nickel on 1st and 1. Short pass versus man-to-man. No breakaway here. This will be a minimum gain of 1, except it is a play equals 0, and that triggers the take the sack. So this is actually going to be a loss of 1. 2nd down. And you will get another token. Unless, of course, David, you want to do something with your tokens.
Not yet.
All right. So you now have 3, and it is 2nd and 2.
I'm going to try a vicious hit.
Okay. So that is doable. Let me look at the, and David, if you want to check the thread where I sent you so you can see what that means. Spend 1 token after a player is resolved and draw a new game day card, and that would give him a chance to either reduce the play result further or knock the ball loose. So he's
So
spent.
I'm looking at defensive breakaway corner, right?
You're looking at either, yeah, you're looking at both the center effect and the color, the center color, and the defensive
Got it.
breakaway. Right. So you can't knock the ball loose because this is green, but you can apply a -2.
And I will do that.
And a
get my
-2
safety.
actually creates a safety. And so that is what happens.
And then I can't use any of my stuff.
Correct, because the offense resolves first, then the defense.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that means this is an 8-7. Red Sox are winning. And
Yes, seriously.
and so now we will do a free kick from the 20. And by rule, that's what happens. So we'll go ahead and flip this. It's the punt value, which is an 8. So the Leopards punt the ball to the 40. And then there's an offensive breakaway return for the Vultures, which is a 0. So they get the ball at the 40. All right, pro set versus 3-4 on 1st and 2. Play action pass versus tight run. This is an offensive breakaway. 4 on 0 is a guaranteed 4. And you can take the 2 in the upper corner here, so that'll be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we start flipping, and that is 0. So he's tackled right there, but not after a huge gain down to the 30-yard line.
Okay.
I form versus nickel on 1st and 2. And that is a lead dive versus goal line. That's a defensive breakaway. Good call on the defense. And that's a turnover. Oh, my word. Okay, so turnover right there, and it'll be 1st and 4 for the Leopards.
And
Shotgun versus nickel. This is going to be sweep versus tight run. That's an offensive breakaway. That outside run's going to get outside of the tight run. Right now it's a minimum gain of 1, plus the 3 in the corner. So that's going to be a gain of 4 out to midfield. Now we start flipping. 2 more. 1 more. He's got something going here. And 1 more down to the 30. We're still flipping. Tackled right there at the 30, and it's now 1st and 2. 5 wide versus nickel on 1st and 2. And that's going to be short pass versus zone. This will be a minimum gain of 1. No help from the deck, so it is a gain of 1. 2nd down. All right, bunch versus nickel on 2nd and 1. Stretch versus man-to-man, 4 on 3. No breakaway here. It'll be a gain of 1. But a false start. So in this case, it is a loss of 1 line. Now you can use a challenge flag if you want to preserve your gain of 1 and get the 1st down. Otherwise, it'll be a false start. We'll back it up 1, and you'll keep the down and keep the card.
I'll keep the down.
All right.
Take
Penalties applied. Now 2nd down and 2. All right. Bunch versus nickel on 2nd and 2. Stretch versus man-to-man. 4 on 3 will be a gain of 1. No breakaway here. And no help from the deck. So gets the 1 back, and it's now 3rd down. 3rd and 1, we have shotgun versus nickel. And that's a trap play. Finesse versus press. No breakaway, but 3 on 1 is a gain of 2. That should be enough for the 1st. No help from the deck. Gain of 2, and that's a 1st and goal. Now at the 15. All right, shotgun versus 4-3. 1st and 3. Draw play versus press. 2 on 2 is a gain of nothing. No breakaway here. Although you do get the offense instant replay. Assuming the Vultures don't want to challenge that, which would be really dumb. That is going to be either a -1 or a -2. I suppose you want to do the -1. That would be a loss of 1. You can challenge it if you'd like, but that might be a waste. So it's 2nd down.
No. We're good.
Yep.
We're good. We're good.
Bunch versus nickel on 2nd and 4. And that's a power versus man-to-man. That's an offensive breakaway. 3 on 3 is a minimum gain of 1 because it's a breakaway. And that is going to ignore the holding call and instead take the 1 in the upper corner. So that's 1 for the matchup, 1 for the corner value. And now we start flipping 2 more, and that's the touchdown right there. Bursts through the line and cannot be contained. Kick the 1, I assume, or do you want to go for 2?
I'm going to go for 2.
Okay. It is currently 13 to 8. So the way this works is you will grab a card from either your discard or your main hand. Doesn't matter. You have access to all 15 cards. The only thing I ask you to do is once you've used the card, put it back where you got it. Shotgun versus 4-3.
Flip.
All right. That's a play action pass versus goal line, and that will be complete. 5 on 0. Now, you can still do something about this if you want to spend.
Corner blitz.
Yeah, so he's going to turn that 5 into a pass 5. So even though this is a breakaway, that means this is a minimum gain of 1. So we're going to have to flip this over and see if it helps. It does not, but the play's not over. So right now it has gained 1. Now we're going to start flipping. If the upper corner is a positive integer, it's good. It is not good. So the 2-point conversion fails despite the fact that you got a breakaway on a pass. Wow. Okay, I form versus 3-4 on 1st and 6. That's a sweep versus zone. 4 on 2 will be a gain of 2. Plus 3 for the convoy unless the Leopards want to use a challenge flag to kill that.
No, good.
Okay, so that'll be a gain of 5 down to the 25. It's 2nd and 1. Pro set versus nickel.
I just didn't want you to think I was up to something shady.
Yeah.
Boop.
Power versus tight run. Whoa! The prescience, the knowledge. So that is a defensive breakaway, and that is a fumble, and you can't challenge that. Well, you wouldn't be able to anyway, but that is the 2nd fumble down in their territory. Amazing. 2 words. You know what they are.
Eli Apple.
That's right. Shotgun versus nickel on 1st and 5. Long pass versus wide run. 7 on 1 will be a gain of 6. Now, right now, it is a low accuracy pass. Leopards, do you want to use any of your abilities, or should we pull the card?
Can I go chase the shot on this?
You can. So you'll spend
Let's-
2.
Let's do that.
Okay, so spend 2 tokens. That turns, and just for the folks, we spend this before the game day draw. Spend 2 clutch coins to attempt a low accuracy pass at double the play value. So that means this is a 14 on 1. So right now it would be a gain of 13. If it's complete, we need green text. He gets the green text. That is a gain of 13. Now, Vultures, did you want to do any? Actually, you can't do corner blitz anymore because you just did it. All right. Yep. So it's 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, 13. Down to the 10-yard line. 5 wide versus nickel. That's a screen versus press. No breakaway here. 6 on 4 will be a gain of 2. That will be enough for the touchdown. Is there anything that you want to try? I don't think you actually have anything, Paul.
I don't think I can yet.
Very good. And that is pass interference. So that is going to be complete for a touchdown. You can use vicious hit to try to keep him out of the end zone if you'd like.
Oh, sure.
Okay. So we have resolved this. We'll see if this one card comes up. So actually it's red text. So you could actually try to knock the ball loose. However, because he's already crossed the goal line, that wouldn't really help you. So the -2 would be the only thing you could do.
Oh, okay. So I can't, it wouldn't be a forced fumble on the way to the end zone.
Right. Because it would be a turnover at the goal line, but he's already reached the goal line. So that is a touchdown.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I'll take the -2.
Okay. So actually right there is where the play ends. It's now 2nd down. So he had a clear path for the end zone. He got lit up, bounced backward, tried to recover, and ends up being swarmed in right there. So looked like it was clear sailing to the end zone, but they ended up keeping him out of it. So it's now 2nd down and 2. Bunch versus nickel on 2nd and 2.
Okay.
And that is a medium pass versus press. No breakaway here. 5 on 4 will be a gain of 1. Except it's a tipped ball, play equals 0, and as we know, that becomes take the sack, which is a -1, unless the Leopards want to use this token to keep the play alive. Otherwise, they'll take a sack. What would you like to do? You can also just use your challenge flag, and that would preserve the gain of 1, and it wouldn't be a take the sack. So it's really up to you how you want to play this.
But if I take this,
If you take the sack, it'll be 3rd and goal from the 15. And
but
you'll
I
have an
would
extra
get
token.
But I would get a clutch coin, right?
Yep, you'd have 2 at that point.
All right, I'm cool with that. I'll take the
Okay.
sack.
So he takes the sack. It's now 3rd down. Picks up an extra token.
And last play.
Yes, last play of the 3rd quarter. 5 wide versus nickel on 3rd and goal from the 3. And that is a short pass versus press. That is a defensive breakaway by the Vultures. And that avoids the blown coverage touchdown and turns it into a 0. You can actually use tip drill on this, Paul, because it's a 0.
Yeah,
it's not all right. It's not a -1. So in this case, as we look at tip drill, we're going to pull 1 card and see if it is red or green. Green means it falls harmless to the ground and complete, and it is incomplete. So 4th down. That ball hung up in the air a long time, but the Vultures couldn't get underneath it. 4th and goal from the 3. What would you like to do, Leopards?
I will kick it, but doesn't it go 4th quarter?
Yes,
Because
it
they
is
don't
now
have
4th
any-
quarter. This. So you need basically anything a 3 or higher in the bottom right corner will be good. It's a 7, so that is good. And now the score is 16-8. All right, pro set versus nickel on 1st and 4. And that is a play action pass versus blitz. That is a defensive breakaway. That is going to shut that play down. Would have been pass interference, but he didn't get the pass off. It's a sack. 2nd and 1. 2nd and 5. Pro set versus 3-4. It's a counter play versus wide run. That is an offensive breakaway. The counter gashes the wide run. This is a minimum gain of 1 for the matchup. No help from the card. So it is a gain of 1, and now we'll start flipping. And no help from that corner. It is third down.
Man,
Wow.
man.
All right. I-form versus 3-4 on 3rd and 4 from the 30.
I don't feel good about this.
Power versus tight run. That's a defensive breakaway. That is going to shut it down, and
Yeah, I
that will
don't
be
feel
a
good about it either.
-1. So that is 4th and 5 now for the Vultures. What do you want to do?
Lee, punt.
Okay. Burn a card to keep the clock. The punt
Loaded.
is an 8. So that's 4 and 4 more. And then the return is a 1. So the Leopards get the ball 1st and 3 at the 35. All right, stretch versus tight run. That is an outside run. Will blow up the tight run. It's offensive breakaway. 4 on 3 is a gain of 1. Plus the 1 in the corner. So we have 1 for the matchup, 1 for the card. Now we start flipping. Tackled right there. So it'll be 2nd and short. All right, shotgun versus nickel. That's a long pass versus wide run. 7 on 1 will be a gain of 6. Vultures, do you want to spend anything? Like, I think the only thing you could do is corner blitz. I'm not trying to convince you of that, but that would shave 2 off of it.
Actually, before that, because that's still a low percentage pass, right?
It is,
Art?
yes, yes.
So can I just forget about? Well, I guess I can. In theory, I can pull the game day card, and then if I don't like it, just spend for QB run, right?
That is true, yes. You can
Okay.
use escape the pocket after,
Okay.
because you would spend 1 clutch coin to ignore the game day card and then choose a new action. So if you don't want to chase the shot to double this play, you could just let it ride and then adjust it if it doesn't go your way.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So is that all right? So you guys level set with
Yep,
me.
then
So
I'm good.
okay. So we're just gonna let it roll. You need green text here to get a gain of 6. It is complete for 6 plus 1 is 7, and that will get you down to the 20-yard line. First down.
Yeah, I just can't guess right to save my life today.
All right. 1st and 4, bunch versus nickel. Power versus press. 3 on 1 will be a gain of 2. No breakaway here. Plus 1 for the spin move. Now you can take that away, Paul, with a challenge flag if you want. Right now it's going to be a gain of 3. You could make it a 2 and then perhaps deploy a different mechanism.
I suppose.
All right, so he's going to challenge that. Spin move doesn't happen. It's a gain of 2, and then you can deploy vicious hit if you want. Otherwise, it'll be 2nd and 2.
No, we'll say it's 2nd and 2.
All right, 2nd and 2.
Okay.
Shotgun versus 4-3. And that's a delay. Finesse run versus wide run, and that is another offensive breakaway. So this relationship makes a minimum gain of 1, plus the 1 in the upper corner, and that is enough for the touchdown. Kick the extra point.
Yes, please.
And it is good. Doinks off the upright, but it is good. So 16 and 7 is 23. All right, so I-form versus dime on 1st and 1.
Yep.
And that's counter versus prevent. 4 on 0 will be a gain of 4. No help from the deck, but that's a gain of 4 and a first down to the 35. All right, slot form versus 3-4.
Okay.
And that is a long pass versus zone. 8 on 2 will be a gain of 6. We do need green text, and it gets the green text, so that face mask doesn't happen, but the gain of 6 does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, complete down to the 35. I-form versus nickel on 1st and 3. Power versus blitz. 4 on 0 will be a gain of 4. False start is pass only, has no impact here, so it's a gain of 4 down to the 15. Pro set versus
Audible
3-4
this.
is audible. Defense, do you want audible or you keep it?
I'm good.
All right, let's see it. That's a medium pass versus tight run. 6 on 0 will be a gain of 6. That's plenty enough for a touchdown, but it is low accuracy. They need green text. It is incomplete red text. 2nd down. All right, pro set versus 3-4 on 2nd and 3. And that's a play action pass versus man-to-man. We've seen this matchup before. Defensive breakaway. And that is a -1 in the upper left corner, and that'll make it 3rd and 4. Slot form versus 3-4 on 3rd and 4. Medium pass versus goal line. 7 on 0 will be a gain of 7. If it's green text, it is. He threads the needle and gets the touchdown in the back of the end zone. Well done. That makes it 14. Do you want to go for the 1 or 2? Right now, it's 23 to 14. That's 9. If you kick the 1, you'll keep it within 8.
I mean, I need a 2 at some point, so we may as well make it now.
Okay. So that is going to be any card from either deck. Just make sure that you put it back where you got it from. It's an untimed down from the 10-yard line. All right, so Pro Set versus Nickel here on the 2-point conversion. And that's a play action pass versus goal line, and that should be enough. 4 on 1, gain of 3. That will definitely convert. Insult to injury would have gotten the touchdown. Of course, you already got that. So that is 16. 23-16. So you're now down to a 7-point game with 2 minutes to play. And so that is usually time to kick the onside kick. Is that what you'd like to do?
Indeed it is.
All right. So once again, we need either an 8 or a 9 in the kick, the bottom right kick corner. That would be a recovery by the Vultures. Otherwise, it's recovered by the Leopards. Oh, my Lord, he got it back. That's an 8. The Vultures recovered the onside kick, which means they have the ball 1st and 6 from the 50 with 2 minutes to play and 1 timeout. All right, I-form versus dime on 1st and 6 from the 50. And that's a counter versus 2-man under. 4 on 0 is going to be a gain of 4. No help from the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4. That takes him down to the 30. Second down. 2 plays left. Pro Set versus 3-4.
I'm going to use all 4 of my defensive tokens, and Ray Lewis is going to come on the field and start inflicting pain.
Ray Lewis is going to lead block. That's it.
That's
all right. 2nd and 2 from the 30. Pro Set versus 3-4. And that is a draw play versus goal line. No breakaway here, but a 4 is bigger than a 3, so this will be a loss of 1. Pass interference would have been nice, but no pass there, and it is now 3rd and 3 with 1 play left. All right, Pro Set versus dime on the last play of the game. And that's a long pass versus prevent. Half of 7 is 4 rounded up. Half of 7 is 3.5 rounded up to 4. So this would be a gain of 4 if it's complete. It needs green text. It is incomplete, and the game will end like that. 23-16, Leopards win. Whew, that was something.